You got challenges that you're going to run across.
You gave me an opportunity to hear myself. So you can go through a lot of stuff, but until you can hear it come out of you, you don't know what it is. You can't reflect because you can't go back and rewind it. You're gonna miss a lot of stuff. So, and you prepared me to be able to express myself to the Parole Board in a way that I never would have been able to do without that. And I thank you for that. Because that was your idea. That was purely your idea. I never would have been doing that.
Yeah. I wanted the world to hear.
I don't think nobody else in the state was able get a Parole Board recordings of their growth and change.
Right.
The person in the state of Ohio to be able to do that.
Was that even legal? Was that legal?
Yeah, it was legal. I mean, I could send them.
Yeah, and they applauded it though. Like to this day, they applauded that was possible. You made that possible. And to your point, when you say I got to go back and listen to them, when you talk about them walls, Lisa, when I get a wall, or when I'm frustrated because I'm like, this ain't working how it's supposed to be working. What's wrong? I go back and listen to him, and I always think about the verse with David. We talk about he encouraged himself in the Lord, and when I can hear my own voice, and I'm like, that's me. That's you still. That's still there. Don't lose.
You was
let's say it was wrong. I can't recapture that. Like I would never answer them questions how I would answer them then.
Right.
No.
I would never be able to duplicate that.
Yeah.
So that's valuable. I appreciate that.
It's a difference right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you're home, but I can even hear the difference in now and then because it was raw. And I wonder if you go back and listen to them, would you think back like, oh, I remember that day when I was talking about that because this has just happened in the dining hall, or I remember why I said that this day because I had just seen old buddy do. You know what I'm saying? Like those, like Mr. Fleming.
Well,
big ups on that. That was genius that you even thought to do that.
Right. Another example.
Personal diary almost.
Right. Another example of that is we can go back to hip hop again. I just saw an old video. Not old, about 2-year-old video of Jay-Z, and they was interviewing him, and they said, "Why do you think that your drive is still there, and how you continue to win with music at your age?" And a lot of people can't. He said, "Well, I think what it is that as I moved on in life, I talked about those things, not back the other stuff, because I couldn't talk about it." Like he said, "You see people trying to do that." Like 50 Cent said, he would have to go back in his grandmother's basement to even try to get that feel. But even then, you're not going to get it. He said, so what they're getting from me is what I'm doing now. The feeling that I have now. And that's so true and so real. And a lot of guys not doing that because they think that you got to be doing the other stuff.
So you are changing. You don't change who you are, the core of who you are, the things you believe, the things you love, and the things you die for, and your principles. You don't change that, but you're going to change who you are. You're going to change. You know, you can't do the same things that you can't hang on the corner. Some people may not be comfortable with that.
And you know, right now, your truth and your realness will be from the last year you've been out, not what you were doing then. You know what I'm saying? But people try to go back and do that.
You can't. It ain't. It is because you ain't that person. That's why I let rappers, like I let artists off the hook. I keep telling people like oh, well, I said Jay-Z can't produce a good album right now. It ain't. He ain't home. It ain't life or death no more. Like stupid. I can't duplicate. You can't duplicate that feeling. Like Dre from Outkast said. He said the first thing with hip hop, you got to be hip.
Even just the origin of the word hip hop. First, you have to be hip. And the older you get further away from the hipness. I mean, you can know what's going on, but you know, there's always new slang, there's always new rhythms, new patterns, all that kind of stuff. And once you start trying to imitate that thing, I mean, people see it, man, you know, and it becomes embarrassing at a point. And this is just my personal opinion. Like I, you know, just feel like I, you know, wouldn't have much to offer, you know, to the game after a certain point. And, you know, we were in a different time. Like now you have artists that drop 3-4 mixtapes a year and an album. But it was, you got to think we were like 2 years between every album. So we were damn like different people between every album. We were kids when they first met us. So by the time y'all saw us at, you know, Stankonia and all those albums, we were just growing into being an adult, really knowing what we were about or trying to figure out what we were about. So you were just seeing growth, and the music went with it.
Like, man, I'm 47, 50 years old.
Yeah,
I ain't hip no more.
ain't hip no more.
We gotta be hip. Like, we ain't hip no more. Like,
Yeah.
everybody gotta
Oh
get a
man,
good
wait a
break.
minute, I ain't hip no more, Lou.
No, you ain't hip no more.
You hip to something. This is the thing. You hip to something else.
And I think at a certain point, you know, unless you want to hear about, you know, parenting and how it is with my 16-year-old and, you know, not wanting to going to get prostate exams, you know, like, I mean, at a certain point, what am I talking about? I'm not on the street at that level, you know?
Wait a minute, Lou, hold on.
Oh, you hip?
I ain't hip.
Now check this out. Now Lisa, now Mr. Fleming, we are not about to go into sports. Because usually we go. Now Lisa, I don't know how big or how you are on sports. Okay, so I challenge you this exactly what we're talking about. Go watch early Jordan, North Carolina, 86, 87 to when he first won the Bulls. When they said he was a gun, he just shoot too much. He just a shoot. If Jordan wasn't the greatest then, he was just a shooter. He'll never win like that.
Now Jordan. Oh, my. Well, they're doing just like the Lakers. Of course, you score a basket, you make a great play by Wilkins, but they're admiring the play, and they forgot to get back on defense, and the Bulls come back with a Michael Jordan special.
Mike Brown, a one-bounce dribble, left, 8 to shoot. Michael Jordan in around Kareem, turn around with both hands. Michael Jordan with 15. It was as if he said to Kareem, I dare you to block this one.
Go watch that Jordan, or the original Jordan with the big thick socks rolled down, who started wearing the baggy pants before he started winning. Then go watch Jordan after he came back off the hiatus. It's different. Still great, but it's different. It ain't like it was. It was pure then. He didn't know. He didn't learn the game. He just knew I got to go out here and do what I got to do. It's different. Like when you go watch early AI. When you watch AI, when he was banging against everybody, John Smith, it's different. You can't capture that though, because you ain't that person no more. Those are special times, and this is the beauty behind books, media, to be able to capture film. And I'm big on that now because, like where I'm at now, Lord willing, I'll look back 3 years from now, a year from now, I won't be here. I won't be. What I'm thinking now won't be.
Yeah,
This
right.
won't be. It'll be different because you need to learn, and that's the learn. That's what starts happening, Lisa. This is the problem. You ever met somebody? I ain't gonna name no names. But anyway, you ever met somebody you've seen in a while, and you be like, that is so sad, and you be sitting there listening to them, and you like, this is not right. Like, now I'm not giving you my number. I'm gonna take your number because I'm never gonna call you. There's no need for you to have my number. I don't want to lie, give you a fake number. We're not talking. We're not connected. You're not here. Because you're the same person. You the same person.
Yeah.
30 years later. You talking about stuff we did in 8th grade, man.
Yeah.
You talking about 8th grade stuff.
Yeah.
You talking about dumb stuff, man. So
yeah.
It's the maturity and the growth. If you growing, you don't want to be. Why would you want to be? I always think about people like, I wish I was young. No, I don't want to go back and be 30. It ain't just because I was in jail. Because where my mind was at, I wouldn't want that man. I value this now.
Yeah.
This thing been militarized. This thing is so much potential and value and ability in this now. Why would I want to go back and start over?
Right.
How painful that would be. That would be horrible.
How do you contribute the books to where you are now? Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.